Good morning. This is Relax Teams North New Jersey's group. We will be starting with some shout outs from the group.
Well, I'll jump in and just say thank you, Chris, for reminding me this morning that we're supposed to have a one-to-one. I'm looking forward to getting that scheduled, and I'll be on your website today.
Thank you. I look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Here's your shout out in advance. We had a great one-to-one.
It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, I have two big shout outs. First, I want to give a shout out to Chris. As I mentioned, he always we mentioned before we were live here that Chris always brings a level of professionalism and insights to everything that we do in the group. And we just really value his opinion. I wish the bus wasn't during tax season that we're launching. I'm looking forward to being on this. I promised him I'm on the next bus in the summer. Chris does amazing things. The value he brings is awesome. And then the second person I want to give a personal shout out to is Randy for, I've heard him, a family member, and she's just overly thrilled with how everything has moved and advanced, the pace, the ease. She's just been very excited with how everything has moved and advanced.
Actually, I'm gonna first give a shout out to Erin. As we were talking about networking groups, I tried to get her into mine because I know it was close to home, and then she said, "No, I can't do it. I joined another one, but I got someone else for you," and it was very easy, very nice. And we're going to be meeting on Friday for the first time, which is great. And then again, thanks, Dennis, for referring over your niece. She's been great so far, very easy, which I love. I mean, I would say the best part is when people just get what they need and they listen to you and you just go, "Hey, I need A, B, and C," and that's it. And she goes, "Okay," and she just sends it over. Even after coming home at 10 at night, again, email, she's like, "Here you go." And I'm like, "Oh, this is amazing. This is the best." And the best part is if I need any tax stuff, I could just go to you, and that even makes it easier.
Well, you will see. She's on my plan, so all her stuff is readily available when she needs it.
Love it.
I'd like to give a shout out as well to Dennis. I just celebrated my 1 year working with him just a few days ago. And I would like to thank him, for all the incredible help, assistance, and mentorship as well that I received from him. He's very supportive and always available whenever I have questions or clarifications. He's very patient, and I think that reflects on how amazing person he is to work with. So thank you so much.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. And with that, I'll start sharing screen, and we can talk about I am the featured presenter here today. So as we get into, I just want to caveat and see if you should be paying attention or not to this. Do we have any time travelers on the group or in the audience right now? Well,
Volunteers.
Yes. If you're a time traveler, this may not apply to you. But if you're not a time traveler, everything that we do is based on two very simple principles. It's that in this timeline, math is universal and time is the most valuable commodity you'll ever have. And that's what we focus everything on. That's what we focus our plans on. That's what we focus everything we do. Our goal is simple. It is to help our clients to retain more of what they earn. So what we do is we apply those two simple universal principles against core frameworks. And we take these core frameworks and we just implement them. And we use math. And it's just easy. Can't describe it any other way. It just works. So what we do is we have a guarantee. When you start working with us, we take a benchmark. And then we say, if after that year, you have not incrementally improved and dramatically improved more than what we've cost you, our recommendation for you is to save the money by paying us a dime. So our costs are in line with what you would pay a normal accountant to get your taxes done. But what we give you, we feel, is a lot more and a lot more to it. So when we go through, everything is based on, the baseline that we kind of establish with you. So we have a core fundamental baseline. Again, I just threw in some random numbers here. It works with regardless of the number of zeros at the end of these numbers. And we work with people with many zeros, and we work with people who don't have enough zeros and everyone in between. And because math is universal, it works. So what it all starts out is the fundamental core is you have to have your liquidity, you have your physical assets, you have your leverage, which is your tax, insurance, and debt. You have your retirement savings, you have your growth. We take this base establishment when we first meet, we sit down and we say, okay, where are you with all this? It's amazing how many people have no clue. So that's the first part, is gathering and putting that all together. And then we go in and we establish and the elements required to do your tax return. So we do a tax return for you. That's our, we are relaxed tax. So we're focused on, and you need to do a tax return. What a lot of people lose sight of is a tax return is really just a reconciliation with the government of your current financial states. So it's really establishing and allowing you to create your financial statements as to where you are. You're telling the government, hey, here's where I am. And the reality is they already know, but legally you have to tell them. And then they'll come back and say, we know that you're lying, and they come back to it. So from that perspective, you need to tell the government where you are. That's the purpose of the tax return. So when we take your tax return, we take the elements and we summarize, okay, here's where you are today, and here's your action items. This is why we have this guarantee and why we know it works, because we're taking where you are and we're helping you to move through it. So we look at each area of the tax return and each area that you have to do. So we're reviewing, the actual tax returns. Too many people get really caught up on these forms, these forms that they send out, all these aspects, getting the return together. By the time the number is on the return, it's on the form, it's too late. That's something the government already knows. We're focused on changing the numbers on the forms before they get to the forms, so that they're the most reflective of what you need to do to retain more of what you are and to be in a better financial position. So again, that starts with looking at your general expenses, looking at all the expenses across the board, ones that not just are they deductible or they're not deductible, but are they putting you in the position that you need to be in? Are you getting what you need, and are you optimizing your finances in the way that's best for you and not the people who sell you products? Many products are sold. You hear so much about selling financial products. There's a reason they're sold, is because they're not really in your best interest. So we focus on what's your best interest and help you buy what you need, not to sell, but to help you buy what you need. That's what you want to focus on. So a key area here is insurance. Insurance is a place where there's the most, but what the purpose of insurance is to keep you level and whole and protect what you have. It'll never put you in a better position than where you are. It's really meant to keep you whole and to where you have it. It's not meant to improve your position, but it's to de-risk situations. A lot of times there's a lot of waste in insurance, and people either may have too much insurance, they may have overlapping insurance, and they have the wrong type of insurance. So again, that's something we evaluate for you, because that is a key lever point, that tax and debt. So the next thing we look at is debt. How much debt do you have? What types of debt? Do you have the right debt? Are you in position to get debt when you need it? Case in point, Randy was saying, it's such a dream to work with a client of ours, because it's like boom, 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 and they asked, hey, I need debt. And I said, well, this is the type of debt you want. This is how you got to get it. And here's where you go. And boom, they were done, and they're going to have it in 2 weeks. And that's because this wasn't an accident. She was ready. We were prepared. We had everything ready. We know exactly what type of debt, when we're going to get the debt, and where we need the debt. The next step is focusing in on the assets. What do you have that are assets? Too many people confuse what are really liabilities with assets. What the liability, what makes it an asset, the cost and the expenses associated with it. So a lot of times people will confuse physical things that are actually costing them money, that are depreciating, that are draining. The actual value of that in their asset and their portfolio can be minuscule, and it can actually drain a lot of funds and a lot of liquidity. So we look at what are really assets, and what are the assets you want. Do you want to control something, or do you need to own it? And those are key factors that really help you to be, retain more of what you want, more of what you earn for what you need. And then we talk about investments. We don't do any of this stuff. We don't sell it. We don't have investments. We don't work with investments. We help you to pick the investment products that are right for you, based on what you need and what your goals are. And we say, okay, here's some actions, here's some potential, here's some things. And then we say, hey, go talk to Mariella, go talk to someone. Here's someone who's going to be able to help you to get these things that you need, that are customized and positioned for you. And then finally, we come back right where we started, and we say, okay, so here is your current state. Here's where you are. And the most important, let's look at that leverage, those tax, insurance, and debts. What kind of grade are you getting right now for where you are with what you are? And then if you make these adjustments, if you make these tweaks, if you make these changes that we suggested, here's where you should be. And then here's what we can project ballpark what will change. And again, year over year, if we miss those projections, I know a great way to save you a couple $100. Don't pay me. Do your taxes yourself on TurboTax. Move on. I failed you. But we rarely lose a client because we're able to help them and to grow and to get them to meet those projections. And that's it. That's how, it's not really complicated. It's not rocket science. It's math, and it's valuing your time. And that's what we do. Questions, issues, concerns?
Do you do tax returns of any size?
We
Typically?
That's a loaded question. Size, the number of zeros, we'll do as many zeros as you need on your
Yeah.
tax return.
I meant
The type that we do are we focus on the Schedule C. So it's a small business owner, it could be small business, it could be individual. If we do not do the 1060, I have a great referral base for 1065, C Corps, and everything else. We specifically do the Schedule C because it is the most neglected area for the serious accounting firms don't like to do it because, again, there's not enough money in it for them to do a Schedule C return. And again, our costs are right in line or less than what you'll pay for H&R Block. It's just the way that we do it. We've got it down to a science. So we will do, we specialize in the Schedule C return, individual tax returns. Make sense? And we do Schedule Cs for people who have another firm, large firms, doing their business returns. What happens is the business return firms that do specialize in the business returns spend absolutely no time, money, or effort in helping you on your individual side. So that's what we're really focused on, that individual tax return, which we have businesses in multi-million-dollar businesses, multi-million-dollar income earners. They still have to do a personal tax return. Everyone has to do a personal tax return. Any other questions? All right, I'll start sharing screen back and turn it over to Ariel.
Thanks, Dennis, for that presentation. It was great. If you do want to come visit us and just see how if the group is a good fit for you, go to relaxteams.com/NNJ, and you can either go ahead and click the join the team or visit the team. We meet every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. I am Marella Arias-Rios, and I am financial advisor with Mass Mutual. I do a holistic approach to financial planning. So I take a look at my clients' goals, their short-term, midterm, and long-term goals, and see what they want to accomplish and see what they have in place, because a lot of people have about 7 financial products in place throughout their lifetime, but they don't really know how they go hand in hand and what they're doing to meet their goals. So it's really taking an analysis of what you currently have and what your current financial situation is, and how can we get to where you want to be. Thank you.
Next up, I'll fill in for Jonathan at Business on a Browser. What Business on a Browser is they make the back office better. So they implement all the technology, the practical IT to help you move your business onto a browser. And what that means simply is automation and going with a digital first presentation. So whether you have from your website to your social media, to your email marketing, to your texting, to your phone, all of that, are you re-entering? Are you doing things manually? Are you working things around? Or do you have a universal system, a simple system that you use that leverages it, takes all the communications, works them all together? And Business on the Browser does power the back end for Teams and everything that Teams does. Next up, we have Jim. So again, because we've got that whole thing with our, as I mentioned earlier, on the tax side, the financial side, specializing in those Schedule C type, smaller size businesses, we found that, it was easy to help them retain more of what they earned. The hard part was how do they earn more, and what do they get in those aspects? So that's where Relaxed Teams came from. And part of Relaxed Teams, something we heard clearly was that employee benefits of companies of 5 or less, they just don't they couldn't find brokers that would help them, that would service them, that would provide them. They were paying the fee. They were paying the cost. It doesn't cost anything extra to have an employee broker to help you to choose your health plans and do those. So we work with Jim to help you do that. Next up, we have Desiree.
Hi, I'm Desiree from Relax Social Media, and we make it simple to increase your ROI from social media. So we help companies like yours gain more visibility on social platforms, help you grow your audience, and convert leads. So it doesn't matter how many social accounts you have, Relax Social Media will make sure that they produce for you. You simply connect your existing social media accounts into our proprietary software, and then you decide how much work you want to do and how much work you want us to do. So you can see examples of our work. You can just search Relax Teams and Relax Tax on any of the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and even Google My Business. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm Drew Durrani, and I'm an independent affiliate with biotech company ASEA. I help proactive individuals transform their health and wellness by giving them easy to follow steps that will increase their energy, reduce their discomfort, and ensure they are feeling great within themselves each day. ASEA products are not intended to prevent, diagnose, treat, heal, or cure any medical diseases or conditions. Our bodies have amazing abilities to heal itself if given the right tools, and the redox molecules and ASEA's products merely enhance the body's ability to heal itself. If you'd like to learn more, please join my introduction to ASEA and Q&A session on Zoom every Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I'll put the details in the chat. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Randy Morgan, branch manager of Denville M&T Bank. So I would like to talk about, there's a lot of small businesses who are doing really great out there and recovering very well, but where they really struggle with is banking, right? You're running this business, the last thing you want to think about is bringing checks to the bank. Well, what we specialize in is bringing the bank to you. So there are a lot of different options and ways. So you never really have to leave your home. Let us do all the work. Let us bring the bank to you. So if anyone has questions, or maybe that popped up a flag for you to let everyone know that there's small businesses out there that need a talk, send them my way. Randy Morgan, M&T Bank, Denville. Thanks, guys.
Hi, good morning. I'm Erin Myers. I'm a residential realtor out of Morristown, but I service most of central northern New Jersey. And one thing I'll talk about today is, one thing I appreciate is making sure that my clients know that they are not just a transaction for me. They're getting somebody that is knowledgeable and trustworthy and willing to make sure that their hands are held throughout the buying, selling, renting process. When it comes to real estate, it can be stressful for anyone, and I try and make that as easy as possible for my clients. Thank you, guys.
Everybody, Chris Flipper on the Bus Sales Training Coaching Consulting, and we work with small business owners through our community. The way we do that is by having monthly bus meetings where we have our owners come for 4 hours to share challenges with each other, give feedback to each other, and hold each other accountable. And they grow like wildflowers and do very, very well. In between meetings, they get one-to-one coaching. And in our community, we offer things like our virtual networking group on Thursday mornings at 9 a.m., which you're invited to attend, and our quarterly trade shows. Our next one is virtual trade shows. Our next one is on March 4th. We do have a lunch and learn this Friday, which you're all also invited to, from 11:45 to 1:15. David Quick will be our spotlight speaker on cybersecurity. So for those of you that think you're unhackable, come and learn. Thank you. Chris Flipper on the Bus Sales Training Coaching Consultant.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Camille Bell, and I work alongside George Pizzo at Rare Finds Consignment Shop in New Providence, New Jersey. We basically assist families and individuals who are downsizing and helping them eliminate furniture, home goods, just making the transition easy for the family or individuals that are looking to downsize. And then with our Rare Finds Consignment Shop, any pieces that we do find of value or any pieces that we just have a hard time letting go of, we bring to the consignment shop, and we're open for business for walkthroughs, or it's basically an open house estate sale at this shop in New Providence every other weekend. So we encourage people to come stop by because you never know what you can find there. And then I also assist with upcycling and repainting furniture.
Aaron, you want to fill in on for Andrea?
Oh, sure. Andrea Burrows is a lender with guaranteed rate. She provides mortgage services, and I refer her my clients. She is unbelievable in what she does. Her and her boss, Matt, are so responsive. They have answered calls in the evening. They have gotten back to me over the weekend on getting somebody quickly pre-approved in order to get an offer in on a home. She's a lovely person. I would definitely recommend a one-to-one with her if you haven't gotten to know her yet already. She's excellent at what she does.
And then finally, we have Project Scholarship. What Project Scholarship is a 501c3 nonprofit supported by Relaxed Teams. And what the goal has always been is to help people to go from classroom to career with less debt. We work with different college students throughout New Jersey, different colleges, and working on building out. You can see some of their work at projectscholarship.org. One of the big things that we've implemented post-pandemic and in the last, actually now is in a full pilot and is going quite successful, is eliminating that debt altogether by going with apprenticeships and using Coursera and courses where you actually have no debt, have a professional career, and is sponsored by employment companies like Google and others who are moving down that same path. So that is Project Scholarship.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today on a Tuesday morning. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again on next Tuesday.
Yeah, and feel free to reach out. Go to relaxteams.com/NNJ to join our team, Northern New Jersey. We do have a lot of the positions open that aren't open in some of the other teams. If you are in one of the specialties where you like to network and join and be part of a power group, feel free to reach out. We look forward to having some growing our group rapidly over the next couple of weeks. Thank you all.